You're watching Reality Check. A day ago, India clocked 8.8 million or 88 lakh vaccination doses on a single day. The government rushed to declare it a world record, even though, as several have pointed out, China has been reported to deliver in a single day a large number of vaccines, close to 2 crore vaccinations on a single day. Now, tweets were sent out giving thanks to the Prime Minister. Pro-Modi hashtags have been trending since last night. Regardless, hitting close to 90 lakhs in a single day, more than double or even triple the average rate, was a reason for many to celebrate. I was one of them, tweeting out that India should now go onwards and upwards. Now, a day later, questions have surfaced over 1, how we hit that record high, and 2, whether India can sustain such large numbers. Already the numbers are dropping. As of 7 p.m, these are the numbers. All India yesterday from 88 lakhs has fallen to just 50 lakhs today. Look at Madhya Pradesh, yesterday close to 17 lakhs, the highest in the country, today has just barely been able to touch 5,000 vaccine doses. Karnataka has gone from 11 lakhs to just 4 lakhs today. Uttar Pradesh has actually done well. From 7.3 lakhs, they've actually improved to 7.4 lakhs. But Gujarat has fallen from 5 lakhs to just 4 lakhs. Bihar has fallen from 5 lakhs to 2.6 lakhs. Again, these are all figures till 7 p.m. and they're likely to go up, but there is still a significant gap from yesterday. The other question is, do we have enough vaccines to sustain the high number that we hit of almost 90 lakhs? Can India's vaccine makers keep up? That's the question when it comes to the world record versus vaccine production. Let's look at that. Current production is 4 times less than India's record of close to 90 lakhs. We're producing about 24 lakh doses a day, but we're needing to vaccinate almost 90 to a crore lakhs a day. So with 24 lakhs a day, how can we meet India's 1 crore target that the government has set for itself? So that's the question. The vaccine production, current versus projected, this is how we arrived at it. Covishield is about 17 lakh doses a day. The July production is supposed to be projected at 22 lakh doses a day. Covaxin is supposed to jump from 6 lakh doses a day currently to about 18 lakh doses a day. Sputnik again from 1 lakh doses a day to 4 lakh doses a day. But even with the projected figures for July, it still falls short significantly of that 1 crore mark. The other worry is that the share of one of the vaccines, Covaxin, actually appears to be falling as a percentage of total vaccination by almost half, from 15% to 8% in the course of a week, while Covishield has risen. Let's put that chart up on the screen and you get an idea of how that's actually been working out. So look at that. That's Covishield, that's now accounting for almost the entire percentage of vaccination, close to almost 90+%, while the share of Covaxin has steadily fallen, again raising the question of whether even the projections for Covaxin are realistic. Let's move on. So if we don't have enough vaccines as of now, how did we hit that record target? The news website scroll.in has raised the question of whether some states may have been hoarding stocks in the run-up to Monday. The most dramatic, as we saw, was Madhya Pradesh, who, as the data showed, witnessed a slowdown in their vaccination drive a few days before Monday, dropping from about 3 lakh doses to 11,000 to 4,000 on Sunday, and then the big Monday spike of 17 lakh figures. And today, as we saw, Madhya Pradesh was only able to do about 4,000 to 5,000 doses. So that's a huge fall. All right, joining me tonight on Reality Check, I have with me Sridhar V, Associate Editor Frontline, Supriya Srinete of the Congress Party, Geeta Bhatt is here, Political Analyst, supports the RSS BJP, and Dr. Dilip Mavlankar, who is Director of the Public Health Institute at Gandhinagar. Thank you all so much for joining me. Now, Sridhar, just wanted to ask you, because just look at the dramatic fall. Already the numbers have fallen almost close to half from yesterday. And Madhya Pradesh alone, that's a huge drop from almost 17 lakhs to just 4,000. So that has straight away wiped 17 lakhs of the total amount.
Yeah.
What do you think is going on here?
So there are two ways of looking at this. One is to ask, how did this spike happen? How was it managed? How did it occur? The other way to look at, the other question to raise is, where is it coming from, the vaccines? So my sense of this is, given the production constraints, we know we are now in the first 21 days of June. We produced at the average rate of about 3.43 million doses per day.
Right.
And of which about 90% is Covishield.
That's 34 lakhs.
So,
yes.
So this appears to be the upper bound of your potential strike rate.
Right.
I mean, how much you can vaccinate in a day. So if you are vaccinating 8.87 as we did yesterday,
yes,
then this could only come from a build-up of stocks during this period.
I see.
I'm not going.
Okay.
And that's perfectly feasible. So we are talking about what? Over this 20-day period, we are talking about a build-up a stock which is probably diverted from the supplies of about 0.27 million. That is 2.7 lakhs a day. Now that is perfectly feasible. It's about 10% of your vaccination in a day during these last 20 days. So that's perfectly feasible. So it appears to me that this is the only way this could have come.
So you're saying that basically because you're only producing about 33 lakhs a day, doses a day, but we did almost 90, so to make up that gap, there was some kind of stockpiling that was done.
Yes.
Over several days.
And it's not massive because if you just divert 10% of your stock over a 21-day period, that's enough to feed this.
But that is only good enough, Sridhar, for a one-off, right?
Yes.
You can do a one day big shot, big number.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But after that, it will start to fall.
That's what. So if you take away the, in fact, if you take the average for June and you remove 21st, then you already see a significant fall in the average for the rest of June. So, I mean, that says it.
I see. So this is a bit of a worry. Geeta Bhatt, I mean, again, we're still trying to decode these numbers. But if indeed that is what has happened, because it's hard to see with the numbers, how else do you explain this huge jump? Is there a worry that the government, as you know, as Rahul Gandhi tweeted saying vaccination is a process, not an event. But by trying to turn it into this event, trying to say we've set a quote unquote world record, hyping pro-PM hashtags, is that the way to go? Because already we are seeing the numbers are falling.
Well, Vasudev, first of all, when it comes to the safety of the citizens of the country, then irrespective of the political parties or various organizations, they need to be above any kind of with any agenda, but try to look at that. The most important thing is that the vaccination drive should happen smoothly, and with the present
but if you say the politics,
of the I'm coming to that.
Geeta ji, I'm saying that the politics starts when the BJP and its ministers start tweeting saying thank you Prime Minister Modi yesterday. So if the concern is health, and if the focus is just getting, why get into that? The moment you politicize it as a government, you will get called out.
Well, Vasuji, one needs to understand that it was indeed earlier that the parties, opposition parties who are ruling in some of the states, they have been again and again asking the central government earlier that there should be the autonomy in terms of whether it is vaccination, procuring of vaccination, deciding on whether lockdown should. I saw Mr. P. Chidambaram on your channel very vociferously in the earlier lockdown saying that why the lockdown has been
once again, Geeta ji, we're getting diverted. Just answer. I'm coming to my question. My question is, once again, No, my
when they
point
realize
is,
the states
my point is
realize
on the
it was
numbers.
impossible
Once again,
to
Geeta ji.
procure the vaccinations, they
No,
again,
Geeta
they are
ji,
the
my
ones who
point,
requested the central government.
Geeta ji, my point is simply on the numbers. We've already gone from 90 lakhs, almost 90 lakhs. We've already fallen to about 50 lakhs. It's almost fallen by half in just one day. Do we seriously have the capacity to keep on staying at that level of 90 to 1 lakh, 90 lakh to 1 crore? It doesn't appear to be the case.
There is already a projection of, in terms of production, how it is going to increase, how there are, other vaccine companies who have already announced that they are going, for example, Sputnik is about to start production in India. And there are many other, vaccine production companies which are going to provide vaccines. Already there is a chart which has been laid down. We have seen that the NITI Aayog, spokesperson had earlier informed that till December,
actually,
nearly 200 crore plus vaccines are going to be produced, and there is going to be a vaccination. We need to have a little patience, and the government has already said that
I don't think
2 weeks before they are going to inform the states that what kind of
okay, I can tell you
to receive, and accordingly they can very well plan.
But Geeta ji,
however, some of the
Geeta
states
ji,
have
one
not
second.
been able to do so.
Geeta ji, one second. Let me tell you that the data on the vaccine production is extremely opaque. It's very hard to figure out how much these vaccine makers are producing. Finally, the central government filed an affidavit in the Supreme Court May 31st. That's how we're able to make these projections. And those are the numbers that people like Sridhar and others have been crunching. But Supriya, the fact that at least we managed to hit 90 lakhs, again, of course, BJP might try to take credit. But isn't that something the BJP is saying? Why is the Congress at least not acknowledging that?
No, we are. And if you heard Rahul Gandhi's press conference
today, he said it's very good. But we need to keep the process on. And which is where I'm going to come in and say that this is not a one-day match. You are not going to achieve just because you've achieved 90 lakh people. The reality is there are only two figures that count, Vasu. And in those figures, the target was to vaccinate 90 crore people completely. We have so far vaccinated 5 crore 11 lakh people. 90 crore to be vaccinated, we are fully vaccinated, only 5 crore 11 lakh, that's the number that counts. The other number that counts, and if you actually see the data, look at a state like Madhya Pradesh. I have the data right in front of me. 21st, over 16 lakh vaccinations done. 20th, 692. 19, 22,000. 18 June, 14,000. 17 June, 1.24 lakh. And 16 June, 3.38 lakh. This is the same story for Karnataka. It's the same story for Uttar Pradesh. You don't want to hoard just because you want to achieve the mass. It's all right to do this image building, but you don't do image building at the cost of the lives of our people, is all we are saying. And also remember, if we have to achieve this target, we have to vaccinate 80 lakh people every day up until December. There is no other number that matters. 80 lakh every day up until December.
Okay.
Does the government do it?
No.
So, on two vaccine manufacturers right now.
But that's the question. In fact, let me, before I go to Dr. Mavlankar, Geeta ji, that is the thing which is baffling everybody. I mean, even if you factor out other states, Madhya Pradesh, absolutely baffling, just does 4,000 doses on Sunday. Before that, already the numbers are falling. Manages to hit 17 lakhs yesterday and has now fallen to just 4,000 doses today. Doesn't that raise the red flag that there was perhaps hoarding going on?
Why don't we look at some of the other states, the Congress?
I'm not. I'm just asking you. I'm just asking you once again.
That they have got in Delhi, in Rajasthan.
Geeta ji, this is not a BJP Congress thing. I'm just asking you. Geeta ji, I'm just asking you, not BJP Congress. Simple question: how can a state go from 4,000 to 17 lakhs to 4,000? Doesn't that suggest that it was holding back stock, it was hoarding, so that yesterday could have been a big bang?
There is a number of vaccines which are going to be given to each of the states, which the central government is going to tell each of the states that what would be the number that would be given to them. Since it was on 21st, it was free vaccine is something which earlier the opposition parties, they were...
No, not opposition. We are now just asking, how can you go from 4,000 to 17 lakhs to 4,000? Okay.
No, in his white paper that has been released.
Okay, we are not on Rahul Gandhi right now.
No, that is important it
We
was
are not on
clearly
Rahul Gandhi. I am
trying to
asking on
concentrate
a
that.
bizarre statistical anomaly which even I am, none of us are able to fathom. Anyway, Dr. Dilip Mavlankar from the Public Health Institute, Gandhinagar. Dr. Mavlankar, just give us a sense of, is this a matter of concern that it's wonderful that we managed to hit almost 90 lakhs yesterday, but if you look at the production numbers, etc., are we going to be able to sustain this? Because already today we are seeing a drop.
Yeah. I think first of all, what it shows is that when Government of India and some states decide they can vaccinate 80 lakh people, and my sense is we can vaccinate up to 1.5 crore people every day if we have the vaccine.
Yeah.
And if we decide, because this 80 lakh is coming largely out of 5-6 states. If you see the analysis, it is 6 states or some such number which is contributing to 58% of that. And that also in Madhya Pradesh, one city of Indore, I understand, contributed to 2 lakhs.
No, but where is the production? Where the daily production is anywhere, as Sridhar was saying, is close to only about 32 lakhs a day. So how are you going to be able to hit 80 lakhs unless the production ramps up dramatically?
No. Production cannot be ramped up dramatically. It is a batch process. So each batch takes almost 60 days to 180 to hatch or finally be ready and tested and be in the market. So there have been supplies coming, and given that this was a big day of the main announcement of the Prime Minister, states may have tried to sort of accumulate vaccine and then do whatever maximum they could do on this day. So positive side is we could do this in one day only by 5 state efforts. If all the states put their own efforts, and if we have a reasonably good supply of vaccine.
No. So hold on. I think what you're saying is the two different things. One, you're saying it's good that we have the capacity to be able to deliver that many doses on a day. But if you're achieving it by hoarding, then that's counterproductive, because the next day, like you're seeing with MP, your stock has run out. So you will average out, right? So stockpiling is not the solution. But the other question is, Sridhar, which I think you were also pointing out, is about on the production, particularly Covaxin being an area of concern. Let's put that graphic up on the screen again. If you compare the percentage contribution of Covaxin to the overall dosages, it seems to have fallen from 15% on the 14th of June. Is now only contributing about 7-8% as of yesterday compared to Covishield. Again, what do you think is going on here?
Yeah.
Sridhar.
You see, the Covaxin is the weak link in the Indian vaccine situation today. It has barely been able to produce about 500,000 doses. I mean, that from what I see in the number of vaccinations. So that's about it. It can produce. If you look at Covishield, even at the upper bound of its claimed production capacity, that is about 100 million doses, that was supposed to come in July. We are talking about 3.33 million doses per day. This is the upper bound, okay? And this is not even proven capacity.
Right.
Okay. So 3.33 plus 0.5 gives you about 3.8 maximum capacity you have.
When you say 3.8, you mean 3.8 million doses a day, which is 38 lakh doses a day.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Now, I'm sorry, I keep talking in millions because...
no, that's fine. Go ahead. I'll do the conversion.
So if you have, this seems to be the absolute outer limit of production capacity in India today. Sputnik is going to come, but Sputnik is not going to come anytime on scale, not before January next year.
So we're going to take a while. Again, as you say, important point, we're only able to hit about 38, which is about, let's say, 38 to 40 lakh doses a day, while we really should be targeting that 1 crore doses a day number. That seems like it's going to take a while. And that, Supriya, as you said, is the challenge. That is that 1 crore figure, which is crucial.
And that is where the politics has to be set aside, and you will have to take good suggestions on board. Remember the two suggestions that were made by the Congress party. I'm not talking part of it, compulsory licensing that the government sat on and dilly-dallied for 4 weeks and then allowed co-vaccine to be produced by local manufacturers. Also, the getting in of foreign vaccines. The decision to get in Sputnik was taken in as late as April. We need to get more vaccines, no matter how do we procure them, whether they are foreign vaccines, whether it's compulsory licensing. We are arguing in WTO for compulsory licensing. We are refuting it in the Supreme Court. We've got to make up our minds, and we have to get out of the mentality and the mindset of grabbing headlines. This is a process. This has to be taken seriously.
Right.
This is our best defense against the virus, Vasu, and
Okay.
one cannot emphasize this more than enough.
That's why Geeta ji, this haste to declare victory, we remember we did it last time as well. In the first wave started to decline, jumped the gun, too quick to declare victory, take credit, try to praise the Prime Minister, and then look what happened. Again, if you see the tweets, the rhetoric, the language coming out of the BJP, the government, Dr. Harshvardhan saying, congratulations, we've hit 86 lakh doses under the remarkable leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, the whole of government, whole of society. Isn't this not the right way of going about it?
Vasuji,
It's a huge challenge.
In January, when the vaccination had to begin, and at that time, if you remember, the kind of vaccine hesitancy and questioning the vaccination, the way the opposition parties were trying to do it, we have seen it was none other than the Health Minister of Chhattisgarh, Health Minister of Jharkhand. They are on record in trying to do comparison and trying to, trying to
No, but Geeta ji,
the citizens. And
once again, Geeta ji, asking for data. No, Geeta ji, asking for credible data on a vaccine is not vaccine hesitancy. No, that is the right of every citizen to say, where is the data?
There were other political leaders, including the present president of Congress party and the former president of Congress party,
Yes.
Rahul Gandhi ji, Sonia Gandhi ji. Anyone has ever seen them trying to, tell people that they should go out and vaccinate?
No. Once again, Geeta ji, Geeta ji, why? I don't understand. I don't understand what the opposition has to do with the vaccination drive. I am asking you a simple question that should the government not get into this business of hyping things like vaccination.
That is something very serious. It's something that some of the opposition leaders they have been doing.
But again, when you say but opposition.
Manish Tiwari, they have been tweeting just like you are talking about tweets of some of the
Okay,
ministers.
once again. This is not my question. That was not my. Anyway, let Supriya wants to rebut for a second. Yes, just a second, Geeta ji. Let her rebut and then I'll come. Yeah.
No, absolutely. It isn't really rebuttal. All I'm saying is that in your quest to blame anyone, you will blame us. Blame us. But please explain, is there shortage of vaccine because of all of this? Or is there shortage of vaccine because you waited up until January 2021?
Okay.
Is there shortage of vaccine because you relied only on 2 players? You did not allow a foreign player. The shortage of vaccine stopped at the doorstep of the Prime Minister. He was the one roaming with a camera to vaccine makers. So please don't get away from that. You cannot hide away from the fact that the vaccine shortage and paucity
We're short on time.
Your negligence and your immorality, if I may.
Okay, we're short on time. Dr. Mavlankar, what is the way forward here? Because as Sridhar was saying, it's going to be very difficult to jump from the current, 35-40 lakh doses a day to 1 crore. Realistically, by when do you think we'll be able to reach that number?
Yeah. So my sense is the way forward is whatever stocks we produce or import, we should maybe have a target that it must be given in 1 week or 2 weeks time. So what is called a just-in-time inventory management from Japan, I'm sure Maruti does it, many companies do it. So rather than hoarding and doing one day big thing, we can continuously step up, and as more and more vaccines get licensed,
right,
because there are other 2-3 vaccines going to get licensed, and if they give us more doses, we have to go that way. The second, which I have been telling, and I don't know why people, epidemiologists are not speaking, wherever the disease is maximum, we should vaccinate there, not throughout the country. There are many districts where very few cases are happening.
Right.
So first vaccinate those hot spots where the third wave is likely to come.
Right.
And reach 70-80% rather than trying to reach 70-80% in the whole country.
Right.
Where,
so when you're saying be selective, target the vaccine, because if we have limited stock, target
absolutely.
it, saturate those districts or the potential hotspot districts. Okay. Okay, that's one way of addressing it, but we're completely out of time. Let's see how it plays out, and let's hope we can push the numbers up again. But at the moment, there are questions over whether we'll be able to sustain the highs of yesterday. Thank you all so much for joining me on Reality Check. Thanks so much for watching. Good night.